Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Real Talk. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Real Talk Kinda. I am your host, Hayden McGraw, and today I am joined by.
You're the host, Griffin Murray.
And today I cannot wait to dive into the topics we have today because, first of all, recently, if you know me, you know I am absolutely obsessed with the Gremlins franchise. And since I was the age of 8 years old has been running. I was running out to my mom. Every news article, everything that said Gremlins 3, I was telling her about, and she did not care. And then finally, last week, I felt like the boy who cried wolf because I ran around and told everybody Gremlins 3 is happening. And it actually was. They actually put out a release date. So November 19th of 2027, I will be watching Gremlins 3 probably 8 or 9 times in a theater. And I'm very excited for that. And that's part of what we're talking about today. But we're also going to be talking about...
I didn't know if he was ever going to stop. To be honest, I thought this might be a whole thing where I just sit here, make face in the camera, and he just goes on and on and on.
I didn't think you were going to talk about the Gremlins.
Today's kind of a variety. I wanted to go... There's a couple things with Back to the Future. So Back to the Future is 40.
Yes, yeah.
Went and saw it in theaters. There's a couple things I noticed. We're going to talk about the FNAF 2 movie, which comes out in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Which is nuts. And then that's the important topics. And then he's going to ramble forever about... We're gonna start a Patreon just so that there's a paywall behind watching him talk for 5 hours about Gremlins.
Yeah, that's what we probably should do. But everybody would pay for that.
Well, yeah, that's why.
Yeah,
we had the good stuff behind the paywall.
That's true. So I guess where do you want to begin? Back to the Future? Because we went and saw that together.
I don't know why we're sitting like.
I'm liking the Rhett and Link style of
the
looking
Rhett
at
and
the
Link
camera.
style.
We're not looking at each other. We're
just looking into the camera. We're doing this for you. This is not for us.
Yeah, this is not for you.
We don't have fun anymore. It's just for our fans.
We felt like we're a news show.
It does. So I don't know if it was seeing it on the big screen. Every time I watch Back to the Future, I notice something different. If it's a different joke, and I said this before about every movie. I have Ghostbusters, Back to the Future, Tommy Boy, like those movies that I've already seen 20 times. Every time I watch it, I catch on to
you just notice something new.
This is what this joke is, or when he talks about who Richard's favorite Little Rascal is, he's talking about not the Little Rascals. So we watched Back to the Future in the theater, and I don't know if it was, again, because it was blown up so big, but there were a couple things, and one thing I'm going to just steal, I'm going to steal this conversation from a different podcast clip I saw, because I heard it and I was like, whoa. And it's not like a new thought, but first, the thing that I noticed was that, so they go back in time.
Shut up.
And I was like, I had never noticed this. They go to the school. And Marty's like, whoa, this looks brand new. Great joke because it is brand new. There's a wall of bikes in front of the school.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Marty just walks through the bikes like a normal person would. And then Doc, like the most labor-intensive way I've ever seen somebody climbs over at least one bike and then goes to climb over a second one and stops and walks around it. And I never noticed that.
It's weird because I didn't think about it or because you mentioned it after the movie, but I watched that and I was like, oh, I never noticed that. But I didn't think about that until then you mentioned it again and I was like, yeah, that is kind of weird. I guess I had never noticed that.
Right. And that's just again, watch these movies so many times, those random little nuances of first off, why did Christopher Lloyd decide to do that? There's no way that was a written scene instruction.
Oh no, that was
all him. Why did he decide to do that for one? And then what made them decide to keep it? It's just those random little things.
See, I think maybe part of it might be okay, Future Boy is cool, so maybe he's I gotta jump over the bike, trick or something to be cool for the Future Boy. I don't know. But I caught on to that. Another thing I kind of liked about Back to the Future, watching it again, is now knowing how the story plays out. You watch it so many times, you know how the story plays out. Every line of dialogue they say in that movie comes back later in some way. And that's like, that is one thing I kept noticing. Like, okay, every time they speak, it basically comes back in some way at some point.
Yeah.
Which, for a time travel movie, is insanely good. Like, it's such a smart thing to have. Like,
The most noticeable ones is like whenever Marty says he can't take that kind of rejection, and then George says it later.
mm-hmm.
In the past, Biff just kind of says the same thing. His whole like throughout the whole trilogy, Biff's whole like family tree, like every generation, they all act the same and they all say the same things, and it's just like playing to that. Like each thing is said because the last like
Yeah.
just all those things is just.
I just think, and I don't know, because are they going to release part 2 and 3 again for the anniversaries, do you think? Or do you think they'll just...
I imagine they will at this point.
I mean...
I don't know how well the re-release did for theaters.
I would assume it did pretty well.
They
you just assume. But
they might. I mean, also it's not like they're shelling out money to make this movie.
they're just re-releasing it.
They're just spending however much to put it in the movie theater.
But I will say, so technically, when we went, and this is just a little trivia fun fact, when you watch Back to the Future on home media releases, it will say to be continued at the end, because when they released it on home media, they already had planned a sequel by then. So then they just put that on there to be a continuation. But when it originally aired in theaters, they didn't have a continuation. So it just ended. And then we saw that when we went, it just kind of ends, which I told him beforehand, and then I was just like, will it feel weird? And it does. Like, it is kind of like, that is not the real ending of Back to the Future that I remember even seeing.
The interesting thing with that is, like, I don't know how to say it without sounding, I don't know if it'll come across, like, without being told there's another movie, like, it feels complete.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Like, I feel like they did a good job, because a lot of movies now will take, not necessarily old franchise, but they'll take a first movie and they'll go back and they'll rewrite parts and do re-releases. But the only thing that they changed is they didn't change anything. They just made another, like...
Correct, yeah.
They just continued the story instead of having to go back and make all these changes. So they made a complete movie, and then they stood by that complete movie and then built on that, instead of being like, here's a full movie. Now, the last 25 minutes, we're going to take that out and we're going to change everything so we can make this next movie.
Correct. And it's like, because, yeah, they'll make a complete movie, and then they're like, well, now we have to write a sequel. So they backtrack on some of the stuff. But literally, part 1 leads directly into part 2 if you don't look at the fact that the girl changes.
It's different.
But other than that, and the dad is different, right?
Mm-mm.
No, is it the same?
Maybe it is. I think it might be. I think you're right.
I was like, I think those two people didn't come back.
For those like far distant shots.
But I would say, for those two characters, just to be like, I'm kind of glad they didn't try just writing them out and being like, oh, when we time traveled, she disintegrated or something.
Right.
Like, it's just like, we'll just pretend like this person is her. The audience, within genuinely 5 seconds, if they even realize it's a different person, will forget and will just move on, because she was such a minor character in the original movie that it's like, it does not need to be the same actress.
That was something, I know we've talked about Back to the Future before, but that I didn't realize until like fairly recently, that I was watching something and the girl who plays Jennifer in 2 and 3 was in it, and I recognized her voice, but I was like, where do I know this from? So I looked up who was Jennifer, and it brought up the other lady, and then like slowly I was like, this is this woman. And I was like, but it's not. And then I made those connections. But it's like, they did such a good job finding an actress that was pretty similar looking.
Yeah.
They reshot everything they needed to remake the ending. Like they didn't just take that part out.
Correct.
Which would have been so much easier to not put that ending in your face, to go, hey, remember this thing that happened with a different person?
Mm-hmm. They were like, let's just, which honestly, it was a good ending too. That movie is very, one thing I really like about Back to the Future is, unlike a lot of time travel stuff, it doesn't make the ending be like the beginning. where you actually see that they did change some stuff throughout time.
Right.
They're just kind of happy with what they changed, so they're like, yeah, let's not worry about that. I like that aspect of it, but at the same time, it's like, I guess it's something that you don't get from many time travel movies now.
Correct.
I feel like it's always, we have to keep everything exactly how it was, where they do mess up a lot of stuff. Like, you know, he changed history. He kissed his own mom.
Right.
Like that's crazy.
Yeah. I had something I was gonna say and I forget. It's not. It looks like I was thinking about him kissing his mom. Yeah. That was nuts. That was something kind of funny with knowing the movie so well and then going to see it. Is it got towards the end and the road or the wire hadn't fallen off the top of the clock tower yet, and I was like about to piss my pants. And I was like, this movie's almost over. And then I was sitting there and I was thinking about it. And I was like, the wire has to fall off. He has to climb up. They have to mess around trying to yell at each other. They have to... Marty's going to write the letter, stick it in Doc's coat. Then Marty's going to drive away. The branch is going to fall, cut that wire off. So then Doc has to write down. It's like, there's still like 25 minutes left. I was like, I can't...
It's hilarious that you say that. And that you talk about that, because I had the same exact thing happen when I went and saw Gremlins. I went, and I remember because it was like the bar scene, and I was like, okay, so we have to get to the bar, then he has to pick up Kate, then they have to drive over to the theater, they have to blow up the entire theater, then they have to do the whole stripe thing, and I was like, I'm going to piss myself if I wait.
It's funny because it seems like we get to the part in movies where they're about to blow up the exact same movie theater. We gotta go to the bathroom.
That is true. Yeah, that's true. Oh my gosh, we're connected.
Oh my gosh.
There
was something. Oh, so Doc's timeline is to think about it how he experienced it. You meet this kid. He has a time machine that you built. You rebuild it over 4 or 5 days. You go to this clock tower where you're gonna have lightning strike and power this car. You're setting up that. Your own self walks up, and I don't think they ever actually like noted. I don't think that Doc from 80 or 55 notices that that's him, but still, you are interacting with yourself to get a wrench. Then everything goes kind of crazy. The time machine works. Marty goes back to the future. 2 seconds later, Marty is back in a different outfit. And he's like, it worked, and then you went, and then now we gotta go fix it. So you have just done the greatest thing in your life for the second time, and you don't have a second to celebrate until you have to go and do it again. Then you go and you fix all that crap, and then you get hit by lightning and you go back to the Old West. And then who shows up but Marty? And it's like Doc is trying to, and I think it was the point the guy was trying to, he's like, Doc's trying to escape. And Marty's like, nope.
He wants away from
nope,
this kid.
I'm here.
Well, he does. He gets on the train at the end and he gets
That's true.
He gets the hell out of there. He's like, if you follow me, kid, I will.
He watches the time machine, he watches the DeLorean blow up, and he's like, perfect, I'm gone.
Right, I'm out of here.
Don't talk to me. Yeah, this is not a story of two unlikely friends. This is a guy who's being stalked by this child.
God save this man.
Anyway.
Our next topic?
I'm good if you're good.
Five Nights at Freddy's?
2? Wowie wowzers.
Guys, this is gonna be a movie. I think I was very, very excited for the first movie. But now
knowing what they've done.
Knowing the first movie was so good. I am beyond excited for this movie because I don't have any worries. Last time I was so worried, it was like, this movie's going to be terrible, and then we won't even get the other movies, or, we won't get anything more from Friday the Freddy's. But the movie, at least to the fans, was amazing. We watched it more times, I think, than
a lot of times
anybody can count. It was a very, as much as the critics hated it, it was a very good movie. And so seeing the ads for FNAF 2 and seeing how they're they don't have to push the idea as much this time, I feel. I felt
I would say I would say they don't have to push the idea at all.
Well, I know that's
Like-
what I feel like with the advertisements. They're not showing the plot. They're not showing what the hell is going on. They're just showing the animatronics.
It's just the animatronics.
I think
That's
they're
it.
just showing people like they're here. This is what they look like. They were really upset the first time that they all had red eyes, so they said, "Okay, well, screw the red eyes for the Wizards. They don't have red eyes. The toys do, but that makes sense because they have like the actual facial recognition, which I think is what they'll say that is." But it's like it's just all coming together, and then having Matthew Lillard in it, like having him be because it's gonna be like flashbacks and stuff. I assume having that one scene in the trailer where he's standing there like just like into the pit, where he's like he's like in the darkness and you can just see like his white eyes.
Oh,
And he's like it's literally like a frame from Into the Pit. Dude, it's going to be amazing.
it's gonna be really good. Speaking, I'm not trying to derail this, but speaking of video game movies, have you seen the stuff for the new Mario movie?
Yes, Yoshi.
Looks like it's gonna be so good.
Or
They've
the
got-
I
they've
woke
got-
up one morning and I saw that they were airing the trailer, so
They've got
I saw-
Odyssey stuff.
I know I was
They've
seeing
got-
that because they have the sand place from
Mhm.
Odyssey. Yeah,
It's like it's
we went and saw the original Mario movie when it came
kind of
out.
almost kind of as a joke, like to
Kinda-
go see it, and then
yeah.
and then we got up and we were like, okay, that was really good.
That's kinda good. Because it was kind of like the thing of like, will this be horrible?
Will it be another video game movie?
Correct, with
or,
Chris Pratt as Mario.
Right.
And we had joked so much about Chris Pratt being Mario, just like everybody else did. But just like everybody else, within 5 minutes, that joke
Not
was
even.
out the window. And it was just like, this movie actually is kind of
Kind of
good.
good.
And I'm very excited for Rosalina.
I think the whole thing, it just looks so good. And then they have Bowser Jr. And I don't know if that outfit.
Galaxy is one of my favorite movies too, so that's why it's like, or one of my favorite games.
They have Bowser Jr. and he's got. I've been playing back through Wonder, and he has
Okay.
his outfit with like that metal like face mask is what he wears in Mario Wonder. So it's
Wonder's
like
the 2D one,
Wonder's
right?
the
yeah.
new.
Then I'd play that.
So it's like they're just pulling all the good stuff in.
Yeah, no, I'm very because this feels like they're not again just like Five Nights at Freddy's 2. They don't have to play it so safe. They're like, okay, we can dive into the weirder side of the Mario world, and I'm very excited to actually see that. I also am really hoping that they do like let Bowser be part of it more because it's like I know he's tiny and he's captured, but like we need another Peaches.
Yeah, I really think that they're gonna build it up to a third one. And I think this is I have a feeling this might just be a story filler movie.
What did you hear? Like there was actual like leaks that they are trying to work up towards a Smash Brothers movie.
Oh really?
Yeah, but I don't know how true that is because they're doing
I
a
don't know how
live
that would
action
work.
Legend of
Legend of
Zelda,
Zelda.
and then they have
I saw a
like
guy-
Detective Pikachu, and that's all live action. So it's
Yeah.
like I don't know.
I saw a guy who was like these new pictures from the set of Legend of Zelda look really good. He's like, especially this one of Link in his classic look, and it was Ian from Smosh just as Link.
No, I think he should have played as like a callback. They should put Ian as Link in there.
And like, if they would do a Smash movie, they could have Anthony play Ash Ketchum.
Oh, that's true. They could literally bring him Bell in there for it. God,
And then if they had
Jack Black would be in it too.
yeah, because he'd be Steve and Bowser.
And Bowser. Oh my God, that's
And
crazy.
then Chris Pratt would be Mario, and then Chris Pratt would be Samus.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Rhett can be Donkey Kong, and Link can be Diddy Kong,
Why couldn't Link be Link?
because Ian's
Young
already
Link.
No, they've got to be like a
Toon Link.
They've got to be like a duo where the one guy's obviously in charge,
Oh,
and the other
okay.
guy's there too.
I guess I get it. So
So it'd be like Little Mac and Mike Tyson.
okay, I see it. They do
You
have
get it?
Mike
Yeah.
Tyson.
Yeah.
How do you feel about Megan Fox being Toy Chica? Because people are really upset about it.
I don't care who's who. To be honest, I don't care about like I don't know how to say this without sounding like I'm someone's brother, but it's like if I go into the movie and it's good, I don't care who's who. Like, okay, I'll hear Matt Pat. That's fun.
I just hope it doesn't sound like Matt Pat.
It's going to, but I kind of want that.
I do, but I was like, I don't want it to take me out of it. I don't want it to be a real scary scene because they say it's going to be scarier, and that's one thing I'm really hoping for. Actually, intense moments. I mean, obviously, it's still going to be kid friendly, but it's like just having moments where it's like a child could actually reasonably get scared, because I feel like the first movie does not have anything where it's like, yeah, even a small child is gonna.
Yeah, even a small child wouldn't get scared of Balloon Boy in the closet, in the mop closet. Not even a child would jump at that.
Could you jump at that?
Yeah, I spilled my popcorn everywhere.
Oh yeah, you did. I forgot.
I was going for a bite and I was like, like straight out of a movie.
Well, I mean, it's a jump scare that happens. But I guess I forgot about that part.
Yeah, only little babies are scared of the FNAF.
I forgot about that. You're not still scared. It's not like you still get scared by it every time you watch it.
Every time I watch it, I sit there and I'm like,
I broke the chair. It'll be alright. It'll collapse halfway through, I think. It's probably already broken. It'll be alright.
Oh my gosh. That was perfect. That came across in the video. Yeah, it's like, I mean, it goes right back to Chris Pratt. I don't care who's who.
Yeah.
I don't care who's playing what voice. If they do a good job, that's all that matters.
No, literally. I feel like, who were you going to have be Toy Chica that's kind of like
Jack Black?
But that makes no sense. Like, you gotta have it make sense. And honestly, yeah, well, Megan Fox has no real connection to FNAF. She's just like Josh Hutcherson, where she's just a big name they can put in there because it's a big name.
Right.
You know what I mean? It makes sense. Like, Matthew Lillard for William Afton is like the choice, I think. I don't think there's anybody else, in my opinion, that just makes sense for a character that, yeah, he has a really dark side, but it's also like he owned a restaurant. So you can't have somebody that, you couldn't have like Willem Dafoe play that, because it's like he like specifically only plays characters that are kind of bad guys.
Right. He'd be like, I'm something of an animatronic technician myself.
Exactly. Like, you couldn't have
Idris Elba.
Yeah, sure.
He's the guy, you wouldn't get that, I guess. He plays Charles Miner in The Office.
No. Yeah.
He plays he was a guy in that movie about like the lion, or like there was like a lion that
The Lion King?
No, they were like stuck in a car and there was like a lion trying to kill him or something. I never watched it.
Cujo?
Yeah, Cujo.
I think it's a dog.
I'll show you when we're done.
Okay.
He's done a lot of stuff, and I forget what else. But
That guy could not do it, is what we were saying.
yeah, he could not play Toy Bonnie.
No, not at all. I guess my opinion on that is basically the same. I think it'll be fine as long as it's not like, I'm Toy Chica and I'm also Megan Fox or some stupid shit.
Toy Chica. Whoops, egg on my face.
What?
I said Toy Bonnie.
Oh, we were talking about Toy Bonnie too, though.
So she is Toy Chica.
Yeah.
So
Matt Pat's Toy Bonnie.
yeah. So this is something else that might be, is that, like, whenever those Transformer movies, whenever the Transformer movies came out, like, everybody had a crush on Megan Fox.
For
right?
real, yes.
When FNAF 2 came out, everyone had a crush on Toy
Chica. Exactly. That's the thing. And I think that is part of the reason why. I think it's also one of those jokes where it's like, okay, I'm going to go see Megan Fox voice a big chicken animatronic. And I think that is just inherently a funny joke. I think that's a good idea.
Who's Kellen voicing? Is he
Toy Freddy?
Toy Freddy?
Yeah.
That he's good at, he
can do whatever.
He does a good job every time.
I am hoping he doesn't just do Glamrock Freddy's voice, because I want Glamrock Freddy's voice to be for Glamrock Freddy.
I don't think he will, because of the other voices already done. Like when he did some Fredbear voices. I know that Fredbear is very different, but like he's done other stuff, and I don't think that. Well, for one, I don't think Scott would want that to be it.
That is true.
But So I have a feeling, and really that voice doesn't fit that character.
I just wonder how much talking they're going to do. Like, if they're going to have full scenes of dialogue, or if it's going to be kind of like
If
they're
it's
just
gonna be
communicating
like-
with Abby. Because that makes sense.
Did you see the popcorn bucket of like the spell-in speaker? It was called.
I'm going to buy a lot of the popcorn, sadly.
I like that. The only one I'm not a huge fan of is the stage.
Oh, that is the one I want.
It's just, I feel like the characters look like you would buy like a
They do look
Funko,
cheaper,
like a Funko off of Temu, like one of like the Funko
Yes,
posable figures
yeah.
off Temu, and then you would get that where it's like hand painted and like like it's. I would still want it. Like I'm not saying I wouldn't want it, but
The one that's the Toy Freddy head is really cool. You can take it off and actually use it as a mask.
oh really?
Did you know that? Yeah.
No, I want the. I don't think I'll end up getting it, but I really want the speak and spell.
Yeah.
That
I
one
was
just
looking-
look like that. Like for some reason, when I see that, I think of that's. I mean, it's because it was in that first teaser picture for the
Yeah.
movie, but it's like that is the thing that I think of for the movie.
Yeah,
Like,
and that's kind of the thing. Although I'm so glad they didn't use that as the final movie poster, because I was like, I really liked the first movie poster, and that one just does not fit in line with it. So it's like, and I like movie posters that all look like they fit in line, like the Star Wars franchise,
Like
and stuff
Back
like
to the
that.
Future?
Yeah, Back to the
that
Future.
one's just fun because they just. I mean, it fits in line because they just keep adding the people to the like. It. I don't know.
Just
I
keeps
think it's
getting
fun.
bigger and
Yeah.
bigger. But so I like the new logos. I actually have it as my home screen and lock screen right now with also a little countdown for the movie. I'm so freaking excited. But after that countdown gets done, guess what countdown I already got ready to come right back
You
up?
got one for 2 years.
Yes, sir. Because Gremlins 3 got announced, and honestly,
What a segue! Can we just comment on that? What a segue!
I know. Gremlins 3 got announced, and written and directed by Chris Columbus, who
Sailed
wrote...
the Ocean Blue
Huh?
in 1492.
No, not that one.
Uh,
This one, he was the
what
writer
did-
and director
what
of Home
did-
Alone,
What did he write? What else did he write? Keeping It Living did.
Gremlins.
Other stuff.
Harry Potter.
No, he did something else. Did he do the Cat in the Hat movie? Live action?
Don't know.
He did something that makes me kind of giggle because it's like he does like whatever he said, Home Alone and Gremlins, and then it's like the Cat in the Hat movie. I'll fact check myself right now.
You will?
Yep. No. Oh, Pixels.
Pixels.
Pixels is what it is. No. Oh, Pixels.
Pixels.
Pixels is what it is.
But Chris Columbus is...
Chris, what movie was it? We just
Pixels.
Pixels, where it's like he does these series. I mean, like Home Alone, the first one, the first two. I don't know if he did the second one, but the first, at least the first one,
I think just the first one
is a classic Christmas movie. Gremlins is making a comeback.
No, but it really.
But it really is. Like genuinely, he makes like some of these like critically acclaimed movies. These movies that like people think of sometimes weekly. Like
literally. Or daily.
Their references are everywhere. And then he also made Pixels.
Exactly.
Harry Potter. That was
Harry Potter, yeah.
Harry Potter stuff everywhere.
Yes, absolutely.
And he also made Pixels.
But see, like he just did the adaptations of Harry Potter. Like it's.
Well, correct, but he still did it. Like
Yeah, no,
like
those-
if you look at his like roster, like his like not roster,
for
his
sure.
like his like accomplishments. He's got Home Alone, Gremlins, Harry Potter, and Pixels.
Exactly.
The wonderful movie where Kevin James is the president. Pixels.
Adam Sandler is.
Josh
Adam Sandler.
Gad. Pixels.
Oh, Pixels. Big Pac-Man. I just remember the ads for that over and over, where he gets his hand bitten by Pac-Man and then he's screaming. What a movie, guys. I wish I saw that in theaters. I wish I begged my parents to see that.
You wish you did?
Yeah. That would have been worth the money.
Okay. You know what?
I saw Hop in theaters.
We're going to walk out. I think I did too. We're going to walk out there. You're going to give me $5, and then I'm going to play Pixels in here for you.
I'm gonna get. I don't watch it that bad now. I've had it all.
No. We gotta.
No. I just want to go back to when I was
We
a
gotta
kid.
make that memory.
If I could time travel, I'm going back to time to watch Pixels.
Watch Pixels.
In theaters. I can still watch it, but you know.
It's not the same.
But like Chris Columbus writing and directing it, Steven Spielberg producing it. People were very upset Joe Dante was not announced to be involved. Joe Dante was not announced to be involved. I still personally believe he will be. Zach Galligan posted about it, and that's actually how I found out when he made his post, which I thought was such a... I'm so glad I didn't find out from like Twitter or something. Getting a notification that Zach Galligan posted, opening it up and seeing it's Gremlins 3 being confirmed was like how I always dreamed of it being.
Right.
And so that was just perfect.
So I'm going to interrupt you. I'm going to ask the big question. Phoebe Cates? No comment yet on her?
No comment on her yet. I've been having a debate with a lot of people online about it. She's always been a fan of the Gremlins franchise more than her other stuff. But I don't know
that was her first like serious movie.
It was the first movie that wasn't like her nude and her doing stuff.
Right.
And she liked the set, she likes the people, she liked all that. But I don't know if she'll come out of retirement after this long to do it. I don't know if it's that important to her.
Could you see it being just a kind of like the in the Ghostbusters reboot, where in the first one it's kind of almost like a cutaway bit where they're like, oh, and we're here too, just to be like, hey, we're still like this. Like,
I feel like they really could, and I feel like they could honestly get her back for just that cameo appearance of like, she is here. I'm nervous. Like, part of me is like, I don't want her to be killed off because I don't want the plot to revolve around her not being there, because I just feel like that's not very fun for a legacy sequel. I would really like the plot to dive into kind of the reason why we need a Gremlins 3, which is to almost parody of what is going on today.
Make one little boy's dream come true.
Correct. But it's to parody what is going on today and make fun of that and kind of be satirical doing so, because that's what the Gremlins are. There could have been so many other Gremlins movies, but they just didn't want to make them because Gremlins 2 flopped so bad. And that's another thing. Joe Dante has for years and years and years been on record saying he doesn't think they would bring him back for Gremlins 3. And so if he doesn't come back, I wouldn't be shocked. It's upsetting, absolutely, but I don't think, because he also hasn't talked about it at all. So he's been like reposting other stuff and talking about Gremlins, but he has not made a single comment about Gremlins 3.
That's half the fun nowadays.
And so that is which,
everything's on Twitter in 4 seconds, so
correct.
You gotta.
So it's
keep
like,
a secret.
But that's where some people are like, is he not involved? I do think they will ask him. I don't think he was on the cartoon. He was part of that. Phoebe Cates wasn't. That's where I'm also like, if she was there, I would think. But she was part of the Lego game. That's what I want to know. How much did they pay her to be on the Lego Dimensions?
Here's my thing with that, is that the animated series, what I watched of it, I don't know that it really goes back to what she would have liked about it.
That's what I don't think it really was anything she would have been like, I need to come back.
Where this is like, hopefully, probably the end of the story.
Which that's, Dan, you wanted to.
No, it's just,
I don't want it to drag on. I think, and I was talking about this just yesterday, I think a Gremlins, like every 20, 25 years would make sense because technology would change and you can do so much more. There's really a limited amount of things you can do with Gremlins before it gets stupid, I feel. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that's one thing about Gremlins where it's like, it's not taken seriously, but it doesn't stretch out to like superhero Gremlins or something. Like, they get like mutated and shit in Gremlins too, but like you don't get to the point where the cartoon also is getting to the point where Gremlins are starting to be like good Gremlins and stuff, and I just don't like that because it's like that's when you run out of ideas, and then you start taking them to space and you start taking them to the hood like Leprechaun and shit like that. Like I don't want that. I don't want it to get stupid. I don't want it to get redundant. But I also want another Gremlins movie that I can experience for the first time ever in a movie theater.
Right. I just don't like seeing movies get the what I'm going to start calling the Toy Story treatment, where 3 happened and we had a pretty good ending.
Absolutely.
4 happened. Okay, it wasn't really needed, but they wrapped it up pretty good. Now we got 5, and I was like, okay.
But they're fighting AI now.
Let's either stop wrapping up the movies because you're gonna make 6, 7, and 8. Oh,
Damn it.
or just be done. Like we don't need to have every single movie. I know I just said that, sticking true to your end, but like to take this back to the Future, they did 1, that was the movie. They did 2 and 3, and then they stopped.
Mm-hmm.
They haven't gone back and changed the ending. They haven't gone back and
Correct.
This was the lifespan of the movie, and this was the
No, yeah.
how good it was. I mean, I know people who say that the last one's their favorite, but that's because they love the Old West, and more power to you. It's not a bad movie. I just would never pick it first. But
No, exactly.
it's like Gremlins 2. It's not a bad movie. I would just never pick it first. It's a terrible movie.
No, it is not.
But just like it.
Okay, Mr. Toy Story 2.
We don't need to keep like Incredibles did not need a 2, does not need a 3.
Yeah, that's where I feel too. But see, the issue I feel with, and I think Incredibles is a really good thing, where when Incredibles 2 was announced, everybody was like really excited for it. Everybody was like, yeah, they can do so much. And then they did it, and then they were like, man, maybe you can't do a whole lot with Incredibles.
Here's my hope, is that they give Incredibles what I'm going to start calling the car. I feel like I'm making like a YouTube documentary. The Cars treatment. 1's really good. You don't ever watch 2, but 3 it's good enough to bring the story back around and end it. We don't need to just keep opening up that book again. The book's closed, leave it closed.
And I think that's one thing of like, because those aren't really legacy sequels. Those are just sequels because the movies aren't super old yet.
Right.
Whereas Gremlins, I felt like this is we're really, and I mean, sadly approaching a time where in a few years, a lot of the people involved in the original Gremlins will just not be able to work or won't be around anymore. We wait 25 more years, and it's like you don't get Joe Dante, you probably don't get Spielberg, you don't get maybe even Zach Galligan and them like wanting to come back at that age, because not everybody wants to be like Ghostbusters and be like Bill Murray, where you're coming back to play a character when you're, he doesn't even want to play that character. I'm sure they give him a shit ton of money to stand there. Like, that's the thing of like, they didn't have a lot of time. So I think if they want to do Gremlins 3, they had to do it now. And it's kind of one of those things where I feel like there is elements you can actually have the Gremlins, mess around with computers and mess around with the technology we have today, while also not having to get out and really expand the universe. Like the cartoon did some like universe expanding, but that was because it was like the creators were really into mythology and doing that stuff. And it was like the Gremlins is a fun franchise that people enjoy, that we can get, that works with all of this stuff. But it's not stuff that really needs to be brought into the movie. Like, Gremlins 3 does not need to have the rule where if you eat a mogwai, you live forever. It doesn't need that. But that is part of the cartoon.
Yep.
And, like, I get it. I get why that's part of the cartoon, because then that gives them a plot. But that's also something that you can just say was lost to time. Mr. Wing never told Billy that. Nobody knows that. Nobody's going to try. I think another big plot point people are talking about for Gremlins is Daniel Clamp coming back as the president. Obviously, as he was a parody of the current president of the United States.
He was a parody of Trump from back then.
Yes, he was a parody of Ted Turner and Donald Trump.
I was like, who was the president whenever that came out?
God, I don't know. Obama?
Yeah, back in, what was it, 1980?
1990.
1990.
Yeah.
Obama.
No, but people keep saying that, and I don't particularly want... I don't want the big, grand-scale Gremlins movie where they're, like, across the globe and unstoppable, and then they have to, like, send out a big machine to kill... Like, I just don't want it to be such a big... Like, I want a Beetlejuice type movie where it stays in universe, it stays very... This is your people. Here's a few new characters because they had kids, but it's very these. And where it ends is kind of the same place the other movies ended, where it's like, okay, now they're gonna go back and do whatever with their lives, and they had this experience, but it's not like their lives have been completely changed by it. Just like at the end of, like at the start of Gremlins 2, you almost don't know this man went through Gremlins 1, like kind of thing, where it's like I don't want him to be a like a war survivor that's prepared years to fight all these gremlins and has an armory of guns. Like, I just wanted to be oh shit, Gizmo, you got wet again. No. Or like his kid gets Gizmo wet or something like that. I want a back to basics Gremlins film.
So this kind of goes into everything that Gremlins is, but I would love to see one of the big plot points being that there is somebody who is a like Gremlins conspiracy theorist who's like die hard into this idea that it was either fake or that they've tried to cover. They've cut between the two movies. They've tried to cover it up,
and that
this
would
person
make
is
so much sense. Like
trying to uncover all of it, and then there's this big outbreak, and then the person's like, "I knew it," and then they like die.
Well, because you go
like,
in the
like
second
trying to prove
movie,
their point so much that they end up dying.
in the
like,
second movie, that's like one of the plot points is that Grandpa Fred is like
Right.
goes live streams from inside the thing and does a live news broadcast, so the world kind of finds out about the Gremlins and what's going on. But then when they're all defeated there, you could play into the fact that that happened.
Like,
and people were like,
"Oh, that was
well,
that was a TV show.
Fake.
That was
this
an act."
crazy guy went on our
Right.
thing and we put on a big thing." Dude, that is such a good idea. Yes, that's. I gotta call somebody. Chris Columbus, I got an idea for you.
I got an idea. Scrap everything you've got, because listen to what this kid just said.
Actually, I think I misspoke earlier. It's being written by the people who
wrote Pixels?
who wrote the Final Destination 6. Sorry, I don't know their names, but I will learn it one day.
The Bloodline.
Yes.
That was a good movie.
It was a good movie. It's being written by them, so that's
I
why I
liked
was
it.
like,
I don't know that everyone did, but I thought it was good.
no, I think
it was
it got
very
pretty good
Final
reviews.
Destination.
And it was.
And the ending was
It was technically, people are saying it was more of a legacy sequel, but it was a prequel
right.
to it all.
And the ending was perfect Final Destination.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're like, oh, awesome, everyone's going to be fine. And then they all die.
Mm-hmm. And that's kind of, that is kind of the thing of like, and that's, well, it's not quite the legacy sequel in terms of like Beetlejuice. It was a restart to a franchise that had been gone. Right. And so I feel like if they did it once successfully, the only issue I'm nervous about is that movie had a lot of CGI, which you have to for Final Destination,
But
which I get.
It looked good for modern. I see this all the time, but it's like, how do we go from, take it back to Transformers, how did we go from something like that in, the early 2000s to the stuff we have now where it's like terrible? It's like, what is that downgrade?
They don't give them enough time. Because back then, they knew they needed so much time to do computer animation, so they gave them so much time. Now they force people, like studios, to pump out movies so fast that they sadly look like shit. Like, and that's what I feel like it is. I feel like that's the big issue now. And part of me is worried that Gremlins will go a little too heavily into the CGI. It will. People online saying, like, because Chris Columbus was like, it won't have CGI. No movie does not have CGI.
Right.
It has invisible CGI, where they use practical effects, but they also use CGI to touch it up.
Yeah,
Gremlins will have CGI.
Like in Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, where they weren't even at the freaking library. That blows my mind every time. If to the 4 people who watch this all the way through, look that up of them actually filming Frozen Empire in front of the New York Public Library. It's just a sidewalk with a green screen. But they did such a good job that like it looked. Exactly. I didn't know until I saw the video.
Are you watching Welcome to Derry, the new It show? Okay, I was like, I would. It's kind of They did a chase scene, but you can literally watch it, and you can tell that they are standing on a green screen the entire time. Like the background is so flat, and it's just like zooming by, but they're not going even the same like speed. It looks terrible.
That's funny.
But the show's pretty good.
That's good.
But no, I guess that's my hopes and dreams for Gremlins 3. Gremlins 3 again.
Gremlins over here.
3. Gremlins 3. And 5 Nights at Freddy's 2. We also talked about some Back to the Future.
And Transformers and Pixels.
Exactly. If you want to hear us review Transformers or Pixels, no.
Why would you want to see that?
Why?
What are you doing?
No.
No. Come back for the next episode, which will probably be FNAF.
Yeah.
Like, genuinely, the next episode
will
will
100% be Five Nights at Freddy's.
be FNAF 2.
Five Nights at Freddy's 2. We already have tickets. We will be there on December 4th. If you guys aren't going to see it, I highly recommend you going to see it. The first movie was a blast. I think after the Minecraft movie and stuff like that, somebody's going to make some kind of meme for FNAF 2. So maybe we'll get to shout some cool thing like Toy Chica or some stupid shit. I hope.
Like, what? Classic.
I don't know if your For You page has become like Five Nights at Freddy's, but mine is. So I think other people are also getting very hyped about it. Those memes where it's like me about to walk out of Five Nights at Freddy's 2, and then they're like, that's the night guard. And then it's like that guy turning around from whatever, Megamind. You know what I mean? The meme where he like goes out and he like opens the window and then he like closes it.
I don't.
All right, guys.
All right, this is going to be the end of Real Talk, kind of.
I can't do this anymore. He doesn't know Megamind.
All right. I think that's good.
Do you know Megamind? Have you seen Megamind? Yeah. Okay. Just need to clear that up. Thank you guys all so much for watching this podcast. If you enjoyed it, please hit that like button.
Ding, ding, ding.
And we will catch you all next time when we talk about Five Nights at Freddy's 2. So thank you guys so much for watching. I've been your host, Hayden McGraw. Goodbye. Rhodas does not outro.
I couldn't think of something.